Welcome to Fix It for Josh's sake. I'm back here at my Homelite XL Chainsaw. Homelite, I guess a Textron 1051 7A. Last video, I took this all apart, did a full clean on it, had some fun kind of learning how to work on it and get it put back together correctly. And this bar right here, I thought it was good. But when I started going back out into the backyard and cutting up a tree, it did kind of keep bogging, having some trouble. I did adjust my idle screw right there, brought my idle up a little bit. That seemed to help some, but it kept binding and binding, and eventually I realized a couple of things. I think my rakers are worn down a little too much, to the point where there's a lot of grab. You can see the difference there. There's a lot of grab versus... that's called a raker. Again, I'm not a chainsaw guy. I'm just trying to solve a problem here so I can cut up a tree in my backyard. But what I really noticed was how wore out this bar is. And you can see that massive razor sharp edge that's kind of dug in from it running over the years. And so that's really bad. And it's kind of doing the same thing back here, making that lip and that razor sharp edge there, to the point where it was actually sitting all the way up to these rivets. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or if it should actually only be riding on the link right here. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. The second thing I was dealing with was, in a matter of minutes, the chain would get loose and it would start to hang down quite a bit. And that had me investigating a little more. And that's when I realized that this screw here just would wiggle loose in a matter of, minutes. And so first thing I noticed was it's a little bent. Now, I might have done that myself when I was trying to take this bar off, because I was pretty aggressive in wiggling and I didn't back the pressure off on this, which I should have. So it's probably my fault that that's bent. But I went down to Ace Hardware. And, first of all, it's great because they have old retro sodas and they give you free popcorn. It's just great to go down to the hardware store, right? But I just kind of decided I'm going to put a little lock washer. It's got the internal knurlings on it. A fresh, this is a 832, I believe, bolt, if I recall correctly. And then I'm going to put a spring on each side of this chain tensioner on that bolt. I might have to trim these down. I kind of played with it a little bit already. This one I trimmed a little bit, but I think I'm going to try to get a whole spring on each side with the tensioner in the middle, kind of like that, so that this bolt can't spin at all, and so the bar stays really nicely in place. All right, so that's my second thing. And then I had an amazing victory because, this is a Homelite. It's tough to find parts for these. They haven't been made in a while. And to my delight, this Origin bar is the same shape, same size, has the chain in it, and the chain is the correct 3/8 inch link size, right here. Where does it say? Yeah, 3/8 inch link size, which is the same as the one I was running on this machine. It is a 14 inch versus the 12 inch. You can see I've got a couple extra inches there. Who doesn't mind a couple extra inches? But that's where we're going to go today. That's where I'm heading. I'm going to put this all together and see if we can't give this little chainsaw here a little more life. All right, so I've been messing around a little bit, and I have the chain and bar tensioner in here. So I'm going to try to squeeze the spring in here. And once I get in there, I'll stick the screw in there, and then the screw will have the lock washer on it. That's my strategy. We'll see if we can do this. Okay, it's in there. That was a number 9 spring according to the boxes at Ace Hardware. And then that's a little number 8 lock washer. I don't know if that's going to help hold it, but it sure was wobbling free in a matter of seconds. So maybe that'll keep enough pressure on there to not let this bolt spin too much. Now my next process is to put the bar on here and tighten everything down and see how it sits. So I'm just going to slide this in here, get the chain over top of the sprocket, pull it back, and get everything kind of set here. First order of business, we'll be making sure that this bar is straight. Then this plate goes on, sits down over top of the pin and the bolt. There we go. Okay. Then we got a flat washer. Then we got a nut. I do wonder if there's supposed to be a lock washer on this, but I mean, I tightened this down pretty good, so I think we're okay. All right, before I totally snug that up, I am going to kind of get my chain tension set right. I'm going to change angles for that. So looking down the line here is the bar and chain tensioner screw right there. So I'll tighten that a little bit. Okay. And it's funny how quick it gets too tight. I mean, that's part of the process, right? Okay, so getting everything to flow good. First time this chain's had to spin around this bar. Okay. There's not even oil yet in this line. I mean, it has a residue on it. I mean, that's how they package it, but I mean, the oiler from the chainsaw hasn't even started to go yet, so I think that's pretty good. I'm going to give it just a scotch tighter. That feels pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Somewhere in there. Okay, now I'm going to tighten it. Okay, nice and tight. How does that feel? Okay, feels like it's moving pretty good. It actually feels like it's moving a lot better than that other bar was. Obviously, the other bar was shot. And yeah, to my concern, this is riding on the edge of each of the links, whereas that last bar was actually riding up on the rivets. So talk about binding. Wow, what a difference. So yeah, I got myself a little upgrade here. That's kind of fun. Well, that turned out pretty good. I got another 3.5 cut up back here, and that was fun. I mean, putting a new bar on a chainsaw just feels like a new toy generally. Yeah, things turned out pretty good. I did start to have it bogged down a little bit after that tree and a half. I'm going to go to the hardware store and get a new spark plug, see if it's fouling out, because it kind of seems to just be bogging really hard yet. If that's not the case, then I'm going to go into that carburetor and clean it up and see if my main jet needs a little more flow, gas flow. But thanks for watching. Fix It for Josh's Sake. If you enjoyed what you saw today, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe, or share it with a buddy, or just let me know how you work on your chainsaws and what kind of tree, demolition you're doing out here in this beautiful summer Minnesota day that we have here.